5 spots if you don't want your cat to hate you. Are you silently teaching your cat to pull away from you every single day? Most owners think they know how to pet their cat, but they are actually making a critical mistake. But that is not even the worst part of what you might be doing to your feline friend. The real secret to earning your cat's absolute devotion lies in a small ritual at the end of this video. Let's start with the very first mistake that almost every cat owner falls for. That specific spot right above their tail is actually a dangerous psychological trap. You probably notice how your cat lifts their back and the second your hand gets near their spine. You always take this automatic response as a green light to keep scratching. You think they love it and that they are basically begging you for more attention. So you keep scratching right above the tail, and for a few seconds, it looks like pure bliss. Then out of nowhere, the tail starts twitching, the skin ripples, and they suddenly bite your hand. You are left wondering what you did wrong to provoke such sudden aggression. Here is what is actually happening inside your cat's complex nervous system. That patch of skin right above the tail is one of the most nerve-dense areas on their body. When you scratch it, you are firing off a massive flood of intense sensory signals. Their nervous system has to process all of these overwhelming signals all at once. For the first few seconds, it delivers a nice, warm sensation that they enjoy. Past that brief moment, it tips into something called petting-induced overstimulation. Their brain literally cannot tell the difference between pure pleasure and a physical threat anymore. The bite isn't real aggression. It's their nervous system short-circuiting from overload. And that famous elevator but thing is not a request to scratch them there forever. It is a hardwired reflex that kittens develop when their mother grooms them. It is completely wired into their biology before they ever meet you. So when your cat raises up, they are not asking for a deep tissue massage. They are just responding to a sharp nerve signal that happens entirely automatically. It is the exact same way your leg kicks when a doctor taps your knee. The fix for this common issue is almost embarrassingly simple for any owner. Stay completely away from the tail base unless your cat specifically presents it to you. And even then, make sure to keep the interaction to just a few seconds. Watch closely for the very first sign of a tiny tail twitch. The exact second you see it, your hand must stop completely. That is not a sign of rejection. That is your cat trusting you enough to say enough. Moving on to the second major mistake, patting your cat like a dog. Have you ever caught yourself giving your cat a few quick, energetic pats? You might greet them on the head or side the same way you greet a dog. It feels highly affectionate and playful to you as a loving owner. And honestly, your cat probably just sits there and takes it quietly. So you naturally assume everything is perfectly fine and they enjoy the touch. But sitting there and tolerating your touch is not the same as enjoying it. The way cats are biologically wired makes that quick patting motion feel very uncomfortable. Dogs evolved as pack animals with rough physical play built into how they bond. A firm pat on the side mimics the kind of social contact they get from other dogs. Their robust nervous system reads it as energetic, social, and even fun. Cats are the exact opposite because they are not an inherently tactile species. When they touch each other affectionately, it is always through slow, sustained contact. They gently press, they rub their scent, and they lean into each other. Their entire touch language is built around steady pressure, never sudden impact. So when you pat your cat, their nerves register each tap as a tiny startle. The cat doesn't flinch outwardly because they know you are not a direct threat. But internally, their sensitive body is bracing every time your hand comes down. Over months, this is the reason cats start ducking away from your approaching hand. They are not mad at you. Their body just learned to expect an impact. A scientific study from the University of Lincoln proved this clear behavioral pattern. Researchers tested dozens of cats across 8 different areas of their bodies. Cats consistently responded most positively to slow, focused contact around the cheeks. They also loved being touched gently on the chin and the forehead. These specific areas are packed with scent glands that make them feel safe. Touch near the tail base produced the most negative reactions across the board. Patting does not exist in their natural touch vocabulary at all. No matter how gentle you try to be, it always reads as foreign. The fix here is to trade the heavy pat for a gentle press. Instead of tapping on the head, rest your fingers against their cheek. Let them control the movement and push their face into your warm hand. Instead of patting their side, run a slow flat palm down their back once. Then pause completely to see how they react to the steady pressure. You will feel the difference in their body almost immediately as they relax. They stop bracing entirely and begin to lean into your hand with trust. That beautiful leaning motion is what enjoying your touch actually looks like. The third mistake is something many well-meaning owners do. Never pet a sleeping cat. Your cat is curled up on the couch, eyes shut, completely relaxed. You walk by and give them a little stroke because they look so peaceful. It feels like the most harmless, affectionate thing in the entire world. But what if that touch is quietly undoing the safest moment of their day? Sleep is the absolute most vulnerable state your cat ever enters in life. In the wild, a sleeping cat is an easy target for any predator. Every single part of their deep biology knows and fears this fact. So when your cat finally closes their eyes, they are making a massive decision. They are telling their nervous system that this place is safe enough to disarm. That is the deepest form of pure trust a cat can offer a human. Now think about what happens when you suddenly touch them mid-sleep. Their system was fully powered down, and your hand forces it into emergency mode. Their heart rate spikes, muscles instantly tense, and their pupils blow wide open. Even if they see it as you and settle back down, neurological damage occurs. Their brain logs a negative data point. I was unconscious and something touched me. Do that enough times, and your cat stops entering deep sleep around you. They will nap, but that full body, side-exposed sleep will slowly disappear. Cats need uninterrupted sleep cycles to regulate their mood and immune function. When those cycles keep getting broken, your cat becomes highly irritable and reactive. They become harder to read because they are chronically under-rested in their home. The rule here costs you absolutely nothing. Admire them from a safe distance. Let them wake up on their own terms and come to you naturally. The fourth mistake explains why two-hand petting quietly hurts their trust. Have you ever been petting your cat with one hand and it's going great? So you bring in the second hand to double the loving experience. You put both hands on their cheeks or scratch the chin and back together. It feels to you like you are doubling the love and affection. But then they suddenly freeze, their ears shift, and they quickly walk away. You are left sitting there with two empty hands feeling totally confused. For most cats, being touched from both sides feels like losing their exit route. It doesn't matter that your hands are gentle and full of love. What matters is that their small body is now completely boxed in. The second that happens, every good feeling gets overwritten by a primal signal. Their brain screams a terrifying realization: I cannot leave this spot anymore. Cats don't just consent to being touched, they need to revoke it anytime. The moment that escape option disappears, affection instantly turns into terrifying restraint. A research study found that giving cats choice and control made them more affectionate. The moment you take control away, the interaction becomes something they must survive. The fix is simple. Use one hand always, leaving the other side free. Finally, let's talk about the essential greeting ritual most owners skip entirely. This is the small ritual that quietly tells your cat your hand is safe. Think about what happens when you walk up to your cat right now. You reach down and start petting their head before they have a say. To you, that is a nice hello, but to them it is an invasion. It is like a stranger walking up and putting hands on your face. Every single time your hand approaches, their brain runs a quick safety assessment. Cats actually have a beautiful greeting ritual they use with cats they trust. They approach slowly, stop at a short distance, and extend their nose forward. They touch noses, exchange scent, and only then does physical contact happen. The human version of this hardwired ritual is incredibly easy to practice. Instead of reaching down to pet them, extend your hand slowly to them. Hold it perfectly still a few inches away from their feline face. Don't move it. Don't wiggle your fingers. Just hold it and wait. If your cat leans forward and bumps your hand, that is a yes. That means consent is given, and you can now pet them safely. If they sniff and pull back, that is a clear, respectful no. Respecting that no is the fastest way to build unbreakable trust tomorrow.